They were already live.
There we go. There we go.
What's up, Carrie? What's up, Brian? A couple seconds here before we come in. What's up, Cameron?
Nobody's on mine. Nobody's lost me. Oh, is it time?
Diva.
All right, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva, and we are back here again for another epic, episodic episode of A Diva Disturbed. I am your host, Miss Sophia the Diva. You're listening to BFAM 109.6. And if you would like to verbally join the conversation, feel free to call in to our number, which is 678-383-4378. And Diva will be more than happy to chat it up with you. So what's going on with the Diva? We were supposed to have a studio guest, and my apologies for those of you that were excited about having someone to come in and give a career talk. Unfortunately, my friend was not feeling well, and so she had to cancel. So let's send up positive prayers and vibes for my friend Carlotta, okay? So here is something that is disturbing me. We have visited this subject probably about 2 or 3 times. People cannot stop talking about Netflix, Ava DuVernay directed When They See Us, which of course is about the Central Park 5. And someone posted on social media recently, when you think about the emotions that you felt when how you felt after watching the Central Park 5, think about that the next time you try to duck out of jury duty. Because what people fail to realize, how people like George Zimmerman and all these different cops that keep getting off for these shootings and bad behavior, you know why they get off? Because people with right good sense choose not to be part of jury duty. And I've seen people high five, yeah, man, I got out that jury duty. What's up with that? Yeah. And then you be the main ones that be like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Oh my God, what happened? And it's like, you know what happened. What happened is that good people that have the wherewithal to do the right thing, y'all get out of jury duty. Another thing that disturbs me is people that ignore local elections because your only focus is the presidential election, the national election. What you don't realize is that it is so imperative and important for you to vote in your local elections. You know why? Because look at the DA's office in that movie. Look at how corrupt they were. Did you know that you get to elect your district attorney? You get to elect your city attorney. You get to elect your state's watchdog, your attorney general for the state of. That is why it is so important for you to be more aware about the things that are going on in your environment and that these miscarriages of justice will not continue to happen. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad because I was going to be on a criminal case one time when I was living in California. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, this is right up my alley. Because who wants to sit, I ain't gonna lie, who wants to sit in on civil matters? They boring, they dry. I sat in one time on an insurance claim. Oh God, that was so boring. I was like, basically your speedboat that tore up somebody's dock. So just pay the man the money. Ain't no disputing, right? So anyway, I just want y'all to know it disturbs me that so many people ignore those things and act like it's no big deal. But the truth of the matter is, it is a big deal. And your rights are in the hands of people. Oh, judges, not all, but a lot of judges are also electable too. So keep that in mind next time you get all hurt and in your feelings. Okay. Some of them are. Okay. In some counties, some are elected. Now, federal, they're appointed.
I thought they were all
but on the local level, some of them are appointed, but some of them also can get elected as well, which it's kind of some people have said things about that, like, can you really elect somebody? But then if you appoint somebody to, it's a slippery slope in those matters. But I know one thing, one day I might be judged. Who knows? I could be sitting on the bench one day. I don't know about being on SCOTUS because they be looking at me like, girl, you are too liberal, okay? Although some people are surprised that I'm liberal, but like, yes, I love Jesus, but I also, believe in human rights as well, which for some reason some of our elected officials, they don't believe in human rights. They think that, heaven forbid, you need a handout in order to get a leg up. All right, call back, okay. In order for you to get a leg up, you're not entitled to that. So that's disturbing. Also, tonight throughout this episode of A Diva Disturbed, you're going to hear one of my favorite rappers of all time, Tupac Shakur. Okay, as you know, June 16, 1971, my mother gave birth to a hell-raising son. Okay, so we celebrated his birthday over the weekend. So I just wanted to shout out Tupac. He is one of my favorites. And, I don't care what y'all say to me. He's the greatest rapper of all time. Living, my favorite. Let's see, what are my top five? I would say, because people always talk about what's your top five. Living, I would say it would be Snoop Dogg is number one. And I'm so, to this day, I'm still upset. Y'all know I lived in Long Beach for like 9 years and never ran into Snoop Dogg. Okay, I wish I'd had a child or a godchild that was like in the Pop Warner football that he participates in, because he was always at the games. I didn't have no excuse to show up. I didn't want to look like a predator or anything, And so I would say that I love Kendrick Lamar. I love Lupe Fiasco, Talib Kweli. God, who would feel? I guess T.I. But I was thinking of actually J. Cole. But I love them. Okay, so but Tupac right now, that was my heart. I still remember 1996 where I was when the news when I got the news that Tupac had been deceased. Although lately there have been sightings of Tupac, and I believe them. I think he is somewhere in Southeast Asia. I do. I believe it. Or the South Pacific. Let's see what else is going on in these headlines. Okay, Wendy Williams. We have Wendy Williams news, people. We got more Wendy. We talk about Wendy more than Wendy talk about herself, okay? Wendy Williams, according to Page 6, honey, she out here living her best life. Or is she living her best life? Because she fallen into that same trap she was in with Kevin. Child, she out here that got her a daggone child. And she is 54. And this young man, a 27-year-old convicted felon, Mark Tomlin, let me tell y'all something, just because he's been convicted, don't make him a bad person, okay? But it's true. After reading the criminal courts, I can tell y'all that not everyone who goes to prison are necessarily bad people. They just made bad choices. Okay? Excuse me. So, while strolling around the city on last Tuesday, Tomlin wore a white Dior jacket from the brand's collaboration with Cause, which features the artist's signature beads and retails for $1,850. So Wendy taking him out on the shopping spree. She upgrading him. She wants to be his sugar mama. But I feel as though, Wendy, you setting yourself up for another trap. In this picture they got, I wish I could show y'all this picture, but Wendy got cankles. She ain't even got no ankles. I mean, she's always had ill-shaped legs. I said, look like tree stumps, but she can't. I'm sure there's some surgery she could have to fix that. But I just comment down below or just chime in throughout the night if you're watching on how y'all feel about the fact that Wendy is transitioning from a toxic marriage into another relationship that I quite frankly feel may potentially cause her another setback, because all I see is heartbreaks and 808s coming, okay? But that's all we got, honey. She spent how much on this young man? How much they say she spent? Like $3,000. Shopping spree? Yeah, went to American Eagle, got him a $50 t-shirt from there, got some Supreme Gore-Tex. It's like she buying him school clothes. That's what I feel like. She buying him school. Come on, baby. She also is going to pack him a Lunchable as well. Okay, I'm just
That one's gonna be a tweet later.
She's gonna pack him a Lunchable. Oh no, my live stopped. Oh, it stopped. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Let's try this again. So anyway, in addition to that, let's also talk about in memoriam. Some of y'all, I'm not part of that generation, but some of y'all were part of a generation. Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Everyone wants Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Okay. On yesterday, Anderson Cooper's mother, that's her most famous child, she passed away at age 95. I had no idea Gloria Vanderbilt was that old, because if you see her in some of the more recent pictures, she doesn't even look like she's 95 years old. There's a lot I learned about Gloria Vanderbilt. I didn't realize that her father was, of course, we all know anybody that's up from that Northeast where you've got like, what is that? Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, all of that, you know, these people probably come from money, but I didn't realize that she was a descendant of a railroad magnate, and that there was a controversy with her custody once her father died at age 10, but he had gambled away all the family's money. Thank God they had trust in the states then, because otherwise, poor little Gloria wouldn't have had no money. And they called her poor little rich girl at this time because her aunt, her father's sister, wanted custody, because at the time they just felt like her mother was ill-equipped to care for her. So she ended up living in France. She was a very gifted artist. Our condolences to you, Anderson, and your family. But we've got to take a commercial break. I am Miss Sophia the Diva. You're listening to BFAM 109.6. This is a Diva Disturbed, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Happy birthday to me.
Wendy Williams gonna start drinking again.
She got to.
Isn't he much younger than she is?
She 54, he 27.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that's gonna be. Annie's good. 54 and 27, and he's good. She's gonna want to get caught up with some drinking scam again.
I think so, because I think that it's going to be so easy for her to lose him.
Exactly.
I mean,
he's gonna want to go out and party with his friends. She's gonna have to go. You can't trust no 27.
Look, all he needs is a PlayStation and a bowl of cereal. He'll stay in some Jordans. That's all. That's the
I think he got Jordans too. I think she bought him a T-shirt, some Jordans. I know she bought him that $1,000 thing suit.
That's ridiculous.
He's swinging that thing.
Well, apparently she probably ain't.
They say that the coochie's the magic gold. Oh, that's changing. These rich women want, man to sit there and play PlayStation and do what they want when they have to do it.
Hey, Maria, I see that you're watching. How are you? Hope you are well. I miss my Starbucks crew in the LBC.
Where's my girl at?
I don't know where Michelle is. My other girl ain't on here. Sugar Bay ain't on tonight yet either. I don't know what's going on.
It's sent me out of business now. You get no phone call or nothing. Did you find out I'm like?
Yeah, she did. She ran. She
ran. What Michael Jackson did? Might do the opposite operation Michael did.
What?
Give me some black skin.
I know one thing. My show that I watch, Southern Charm New Orleans. Jeff Charleston, who used to play for the Saints, I was saying that he needs to get a black woman. I really do feel as though a black woman would do him good. I really do. His girlfriend right? It was my girlfriend, his ex-wife.
He ain't got no thing.
She ain't got no. Her leg is all one shape.
I mean, it's all the way down to the bottom.
I,
So let's see, all together,
I call them tree stones.
the jacket was $1,850.
That's ridiculous. But you know, it's her life, her money. Do what you want. And I don't feel guilty about talking about her because look how she trashed everybody. It's to get to the top. So
I definitely don't feel guilty about that.
I was like, I wish we would donate to my college fund. Hey, girl. Help a diva out. Help a diva out. Okay. All right, what's up, everyone? You are listening to BFAM 109.6. I'm Miss Sophia the Diva, and you are listening to A Diva Disturbed. All right, if you want to be part of the conversation, be sure to call in at 678-383-4378, and Diva will be more than happy to talk to you. If you're just now joining, I do apologize. As many of you know, I had expected to have a guest in the studio to talk about career. But you know what, Diva can talk about career planning. I can tell you that Indeed and LinkedIn are black holes. Okay, there you go. You need a hands-on recruiter. That's all I'm saying. So if anybody know how to get me a new job, holler at me. I have a law degree and a bachelor's, and I'm working on a counseling degree. So
you're looking for what?
Counselor. I am looking to transition in higher ed or a school district administration. That's what I want to do with my life now, because one of the things that's disturbing about working in banking is too many restrictions on what you can. So I need to get into something where it's where that's not frowned upon or restricted. So that's what Diva's looking for right now.
I tell you the amount of stuff that she spent here.
Oh, well, okay. My producer wants to talk further about this whole Wendy Williams upgrade to she a sugar mama. That's her. That's her.
Supreme t-shirt, $88. Brown slim cut jeans, $75. Jordans, $240. Pitch black aviators, $49.95. Gore-Tex windbreaker, $398. Vegas Pilot sunglasses, $285. Rockstead sneakers, $795. Yves St. Laurent Cabas chick leopard print calf hair handbag, $18.60. These are all for him.
Oh.
And as you noted, a PS4 with 9.
That is the
total cost.
That is the Kruger toolkit to keeping a young man. Y'all know all she needs now is a Lunchable and some Lucky Charms. That's all.
Total bill $9,786.
Oh, that would have paid my tuition. Come on, Wendy. Send me some money, Wendy. I need some money. Girl, oh Lord Jesus. But either way, I mean, everyone has to live their life, and there are lessons that everyone has to learn. So I hope she don't get burned on this one, but all I see is some flames coming, and the smoke is coming, and I see it. And Wendy, tread lightly. We don't need you to fall off the wagon again, drinking wine and shooting dope, as my grandpa would say. Out here in the juke houses, smoking and dope and drinking.
Smoking that dope.
Speaking of old school pastors, y'all remember this song? Hell to the no, to the no. Y'all, sadly, that viral pastor, he passed away at age 70. Tampa area viral musician known for Hell to the No. Bishop Bullwinkle has died at age 70. He's known for the viral music video song Hell to the No. His family says his funeral will be this coming Saturday. Bullwinkle, who was born Bernard Thomas, was known for his music, especially Hell to the No, which went viral just a few years ago. He died in the hospital, his daughter was saying, at age 70 after having a heart attack and complications of a stent. So prayers go out to that family. Thank you, Bishop Bullwinkle, for that wonderful song. Because sometimes when we don't want to do anything when people ask, because we just say hell to the no, to the no, no, no. All right now. Anyway, let's get into talking about someone that we are all glad to see leave the White House. Once again, press secretary has stepped down. First we had Sean Spicer spewing and doing all of the president's lies and bidding. And now Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Her mug we will no longer have to look at, and we don't have to see that twitching eye and that incestuous inbred look. Isn't that wonderful? Oh my God, that is so awesome. So they were saying on NBC News in the Think section, they said Sarah Sanders is leaving Trump's White House, but the damage she's done will last years. Sanders had a front row seat to what Trump was doing, and she did nothing to stop him, and this country should never let her forget it. So Sarah, get ready, because there's going to be a lot of restaurants not allowing you to eat there just on the strength of your guilty by association and your lies of omission, and you're choosing to be silent when you had the ability to do something. So she said that she would be leaving the Trump administration at the end of the month. The announcement came on the 94th day since she last held a daily press briefing. So let's see. Sanders said back in 2018 that she hoped she would be remembered as being a transparent and honest press secretary. The lies, girl, you lied. Ooh, child, you've been lying ever since you got there. In August of 2018, Sanders claimed that President Trump in his first year and a half had already tripled what President Obama did in 8 years for employment. As it turned out, African-American employment gains under Obama were 4 times higher than the gains on Trump's watch. Because remember, during Trump's campaign, or Angry Whig, as I like to refer to him as, he always talked about how he wanted to be a friend to the African-American. What he really wanted to say was friend to the Negro, because he don't know any better. But somebody beat it in his head enough for him to realize that. So Godspeed, Sarah Huckabee. Well, actually, Satan's speed to you, because, honey, you are evil. You look like, as Paul Mooney said, you look like sheep shit in shallow water. That's what you look like. You look like you a victim of inbreeding. That's all I can say. You might want to check your bloodline. That eye, y'all see that shit? That's when you knew she was lying, because it got squinty a little bit more. That's when you knew she was up there just lying and the truth was not in her. Amen. Anyway, God forgive me for that, but I just don't like that woman. She's evil, okay? So Sarah is gone. On the good ship, lollipop. Okay, we're not on the good ship, lollipop. But Diva loves when people do good. Now, we tried to address this story last week, but I wanted to delve a little bit more into it, because millionaires, billionaires, you have the ability to make such an impact and a difference in so many people's lives. There's no need to hoard all that wealth. You should share. After all, sharing is caring. But there was a boy doing his homework on the streets of Peru, and it went viral. And two millionaires in the story actually took notice. Victor Martin and Gula Cordova, an 11-year-old boy from Moche, Peru, caught the attention of the officers monitoring the city's security cameras. A street camera captured the 6th grader sitting and lying down in the road under a street lamp doing his homework. Why was he doing his homework? Where his family, first of all, didn't have the proper paperwork to prove that the home that they were living in was, in fact, their home. Therefore, they could not get electricity connected, okay? So, what was the first? The first person to come to the rescue was the mayor of the town, Arturo Fernandez Barzon, who brought Victor a package of school supplies and helped the family get the paperwork done so they could acquire the deed. But then a Bahrainian millionaire, Yaqub Youssef Ahmed Mubarak, entered the scene. He's a 31-year-old millionaire. He's always been privileged, but it was during his time of growing up despite he saw the painful background and was gifted with empathy and a desire to help others. Mr. Mubarak, if you listening, I also need help as well. You know, I have $250,000 in student loans that I could easily offload to you. I mean, I would be so indebted to you if you would help a diva out. So, either way, God bless you. And I just think that it's wonderful that you came and helped that little boy. And for you all not to be from the same background, he's Peruvian, you're Bahrainian, or I think they're considered Persian if you're from Bahrain. But I thought that that was really, really nice that someone stepped up. And when you see a need and if you can make a difference, okay? Dominican Republic. I'm going to tell y'all one more time. Stay your ass out the Dominican Republic. Folk are dropping like flies when they go to Dominican Republic. Now, the root cause they are saying is because of badly made or how the hell do you counterfeit alcohol? Is beyond me, but stay away from it. And one of the main causes, I remember when I stayed in Aruba, in our rooms in the bar, they had like liquor in there, but I never partook of it, but I've never heard of anyone dying in Aruba other than that. What's her name? Natalie Holloway. But to this day, I say one or two things happened with that young lady. He raped her and murdered her, and more thing murder, because, you know, I think he murdered or attempted to murder a young lady in Peru, of all places, I think, or Ecuador. Or she got sold into the sex slave trade. One of the two. But either way, stay out of the Dominican Republic. One of the more prominent figures was the brother of Barbara, what's her name, Barbara Corrin or whatever from Shark Tank. She owns all that real estate. Her brother died. So if they killing everybody, okay, so Breathless Resorts, that's one of the ones. One lady a guy came into her room and tried to sexually assault her. It's so much going on in the Dominican. Y'all just, whenever you buy trips like that, pay a little extra for the travel insurance. So that way you can cancel and get your money back. DR ain't been on my list since 2015. So God bless y'all who keep taking you behind that, but you're going to die. Anyways, we've got to take a commercial break. This is BFAM 109.6. You're listening to Miss Afia the Diva on my fabulous show, A Diva Disturbed. We'll be back after this commercial break. Yeah.
I don't think it's just travelers in Minnesota. You see that? Did you watch the video of Big Papi getting shot? David Ortiz. You know who that is?
Who's that?
You don't follow sports.
No.
David Ortiz was a baseball player for the Boston Red Sox, but he's like a god in the Dominican Republic. He goes back there. They call him Big Papi.
Oh, I saw where they said that somebody had been murdered down there, like shot.
It was a hit. You know, he was sitting at the table with?
Who?
Big Papi was in the Dominican Republic with his baseball agent. He doesn't play baseball anymore. And the chief of police. And somebody came up as far away from him as me and you and shot him in the back. Just him. Nobody else. Didn't try to kill the cop. Didn't try to shoot the agent. Just shot Papi 3 times in the back. At point blank range. There's a lot of killing going on over there. And I know you're talking about Michelle Obama. Did you see what she did with the Late Late Show host?
Mm-hmm.
She assembled an all-girl American team with her, Jennifer McCarthy, Kate Hudson, Mila Kunis, and 2 other little skinny heifers in these little leotard things. And they played dodgeball against 6 guys from the UK with the Late Late Show guy hosting it, and the guys. And they lost. And the way they lost, Obama threw this beaner ball. And John jumped in the air, like spread his legs like this. And he got sacked. The ball hit him right in the dick. Straight to the ground.
That sounds like
And what did Michelle Obama
dodgeball.
do?
A tail of an underdog.
Obama went like this. Woo! And she got this fierce look on her face. Dude, it's a mess.
I've not seen it. But you know she's competitive.
Absolutely.
She played basketball. And
she can throw.
Yeah,
she can throw a
she's a
dodgeball.
true athlete. Her and her brother, they're athletes.
Mila Kunis not so much. She's fun to look at. Jennifer
You
McCarthy.
said she fun to look at?
I mean, Jennifer McCarthy came out there, and the first thing she says is, okay, who's going to throw the ball to me? And this guy just zings it and beans her. Okay, you're out. She's like, wait, where's the catcher?
Oh my God. That had to have been
It was hilarious until Obama got the ball. And then it went from goofy, slutty girls to, okay.
Yeah, she's very
she's all about when it was her versus the last three guys.
She's very competitive.
Yeah. And Kate Hudson's a little more athletic than I thought she'd be.
I told you that Kate. No, wait a minute. Who'd you say?
Kate Hudson.
Okay, wrong one. I'm thinking Kate Holmes.
Oh, Katie Holmes, she's pretty good.
She was a bag of bones when I met her, but she was married to Tom Cruise at the time. I don't know, because she was.
Oh, Justin Bieber took his request now.
Oh, he did?
Like Tom Cruise.
I'm sure he was. Wait a minute, we talked about this story last week, didn't we?
I know, my shit. I begged Tom Cruise to take the fight.
No, I'm talking about embezzling from FEMA. We talked about that last week. Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about that. I do. Yeah. No. All right, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Mr. Field, the Diva. Oh my God, I can't even say my name tonight. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, we are here on BFAM 109.6. You are listening to a Diva Disturb. If you want to be part of the conversation, call in at 678-383-4378. If you're listening in one of our many foreign countries, our country code is +1. All right, so y'all can always call in and join in on the conversation. I don't speak any other language except for English because, you know, I'm American and we are very elitist in our education system because for some reason they don't seem to think that teaching us Mandarin and Spanish is worthwhile. I do little parlez-vous français and hola, ¿cómo allez-vous?
French.
Yes, I took both of those.
That's it.
And that's all I know. Well, I know more. I know more than what, like I can understand Spanish better than I can speak it. And it's interesting when sometimes I'm in situations where I have to utilize it. Let's see. So, Mississippi. As many of you know who know me know that I'm Mississippi born. I was born in Charleston, Mississippi, a very small town in Tallahatchie County, Mississippi. Not too far down the road is Oxford, Mississippi. Mississippi is by far one of the states, including Alabama, that should be left behind when the rapture comes. As you know, Morgan Freeman lives in my hometown of Charleston, Mississippi. And he, years ago, there's something called Prom Night, Mississippi. I believe it was shown on HBO. I remember having a conversation with my mother about her prom experience in Charleston. She said that the black kids had their own prom and the white kids had their own prom. And she said, really, our prom didn't feel like a prom. It felt more like we were just at a house party. You know, we all got dressed up in our, you know, outfits, dates and all of that, but it just wasn't the same. So it's just real interesting and not surprising that you can go to a drive-through in Oxford, Mississippi, which is home of the Rebels, the University of Mississippi, which is where I wanted to go to law school at one point. And a lady got a surprise after ordering her food at a drive-through. What's the name? Who That's? In the name of the restaurant is Who Dat. So I guess they from Nolans or, you know, they know something about Who Dat. Say they want to do that. Okay, anyway. How you do that there? So anyway, black bitches in silver cars is what they use to describe the people. Well, first of all, yes, they are black, but they are not bitches unless they've got a tail tucked in their pants that we don't know about. And number two, the woman don't even drive a silver car. Okay, that made no sense. That employee at Who Dat has since been fired. My thing is, are you going to still eat at Who Dat, Mississippians? Or are you going, even though the infestation has been removed, why is it that employee felt he was so comfortable enough to call them black bitches in a silver car? Why? They ordered a Who Dat's daiquiri, some boiled shrimp, and some boiled size, which was a piece of sausage. Oh, that sounds delicious. But who knows what they've done to that food. The lady said that Alexa Washington said she and a friend visited Who Dat on Friday. This is from The Root, by the way, and placed a meal order, but what they were served was disgusting. Something told me to look at the receipt. Washington says she immediately reported the inappropriate receipt to Who Dat's manager, who made the employee apologize. But she was still disturbed, as am I, by the restaurant workers' hateful message, so she decided to post an image of it on Facebook. And it was only after she published that something was done about this worker. He has since been dismissed from the job. Disgusting. America, let me tell y'all something. Some of you racist Americans out there. I get it. We get it. You don't like black people, and you don't even know why you don't like black people. It's just been something that's been passed down for generations. And since you all choose to remain ignorant, and I believe I've stated this before on this show, we all come from Africa. You know, that's where for Lucy, I think there was her name, Lucy, when the archaeology, that's the oldest body they found. You know where it was? Africa. And at one point before the Great Break, we were all one piece of land. So, I mean, if you look, if you look at a map, we fit like a puzzle piece. We used to all be together. And that's why I don't understand why y'all have a problem with black people. And just like if you need a kidney transplant or something like that, guess what? It might come from a black person. Do you want? And here's the other thing I don't understand, because now I'm getting really disturbed and amped up about this whole racist thing. What I never understood about slavery and how they mistreated us and how they don't like us, you didn't have a problem getting in bed with us, but yet you don't like Negroes. You didn't have a problem raping our men in buck farms, did you? But yet you don't like black men. You bred us to be strong, and look what happened. We're now all out there on the sports fields taking over, and you don't like that either. I'm sorry, I got really excited and angry because it really disturbs me that Mississippi, you're still ass backwards. Why? But I have a lot of great memories. I can tell you, the first time I ever was called a nigga was on the streets of New Orleans on Canal Street. That's the first time I ever heard that come out of a white person's mouth towards me. Okay. Although that was a Mexican kid, but he really don't count because he was just confused and high on drugs when I was in Long Beach doing an open mic. I'll never forget that. That was scary because he tried to kill us. Okay. Because fuck Texas, this is Long Beach, nigga. And I was like, I am not a thug. I have on Banana Republic right now, so I don't know what your problem is, sir, but you need to calm down. That's all I'm saying. I wear Banana Republic.
So that instantly makes you not black.
You know, no, it's not that, but I'm not thugging. I'm not thugging. I mean, y'all, I had on a twin set. You know the sweater twin sets? Come on now. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are. I think that justice has been served. I hope this young man has learned a valuable lesson. Hopefully he don't come back up to Who Dat and shoot up the place, because, you know, they do shit like that when they get mad too. That's not fair. I can't believe my boss fired me over that nigger bitch. Okay, well, you know what? You shouldn't have been acting and engaging in bad behavior, bruh. Just get it together.
White boy?
It had to be a white boy, because I don't think nobody else in their right mind would do that. Lord, my poor friend just said she was listening. It cut off at Wendy. Let me let her know.
Where is the big trouble?
Let me see if they'll let me. Oh, I thought you said we're going in a break. Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So I don't remember, so y'all correct me because I still had it on my list. I usually try to clear my list off of what I'm talking about. But I don't think we talked about this. But how many of you all have heard the story? And this is very disturbing. A young man, Everett Palmer Jr., his family, when they got his body back from the jail, came back with no throat, no heart, no brain. And there's no answers as to why this young man has no throat and no brain and no heart. Money, of course, but once a month, Rose and Dwayne Palmer face congregants at the Marathona Baptist Church in Queens, updating on the case about their son and brother, Everett Palmer, who died under mysterious circumstances in a Pennsylvania jail. Everett graduated from Martin Van Buren High School in Queens Village, served in the Army as a paratrooper, and was the father of 2 boys. When he died, he was working as a personal trainer in Delaware. Palmer went to Pennsylvania on April 7th, 2018 to serve an outstanding warrant for a DUI charge. 2 days later, his family received a shocking phone call. They were told Palmer had been arrested and later died in the York County Jail. He was perfectly healthy. The coroner updated the cause of death as complications following an excited state associated with methamphetamine toxicity during physical restraint. So the family hired a pathologist who determined Palmer's death should actually be labeled a homicide. Anyway, we're going to continue with this story because this is very disturbing. And I'm Miss Sophia the Diva. You're listening to BFAM 109.6, and this is a Diva Disturbed.
Everything is hazy and I can't see my name. Demons got me singing double in the rain. If I put the pedal to the metal, take my hands off the wheel. Lord, if you give me sin.
I think that they beat that boy up pretty good. And they sold his heart and brain and made money from jail. They really do.
I don't understand what can you do with a brain though.
I mean, you could have a transplant, a brain transplant.
You could have a brain.
Everything they took out has transplants. Brain, heart, liver. You can transplant all of those.
And I know the throat can because probably somebody.
Well, I can understand the throat. They probably choked him out. It definitely says that he was high on meth, and that it was during the restraint that he died.
But now they're saying that that's not, when the pathologist checked, that's not what they found in his system.
Yeah.
Basically, like you said, they beat him literally to death.
Right. They probably beat him to death.
That's terrible, though.
I mean, that's crazy. Imagine that. Going to jail because of DUI.
Well, look at what happened. What's that girl's name? Sandra Bland.
Oh, yeah.
They killed her, too.
Yeah.
What did they say?
That was a little more descriptive, though. This one right here is kind of, man, it's vague. Why would you need to be restrained when you turn yourself in for DUI? He was going there to answer a DUI, turn himself in. Why would somebody turn themselves in and then need to be restrained? Makes no sense.
I can see if he had been picked up off the street.
If you got picked up for DUI, you might be a little angry back at the thing, you're drunk, high, whatever. And he turned himself in. He was answering a DUI that's call. Really weird.
It's very strange.
Yeah, you're gonna get some weird story out of that one for sure.
That's and it's scary. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Thank you so much for joining.
Hi, Michelle. I miss you.
Michelle, is she on here? Let's see. No, that's my girl Breland. She just joined. Hey, girl. Hey. I don't know. Whatchamacallit? Michelle was on there earlier and she said, hey, but I missed it. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, some. Oh, Lord Jesus, that workout kicking. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. You're listening to BFAM 109.6, and you have just entered the world of my show, A Diva Disturbed. Okay, because I have all the disturbing topics to talk about. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
David says, hey.
Hey.
For those of you who want to be part of the conversation verbally and vocally, you can always make comments in the comment sections of all of our social media, as well as call in at 678-383-4378. And I will be more than happy to talk to you. Right now, we are delving into this mysterious jail death of a young man who was a personal trainer who turned himself in voluntarily for a DUI charge. And now all of a sudden he's dead, and his throat, brain, and what else was missing? His heart?
Heart, liver.
Was missing.
Brain, heart, liver.
So a family says brains and hearts are sometimes removed for autopsies. Okay, we get that. Makes no sense unless you're trying to avoid people knowing how he died, which was maybe by asphyxiation. The family says it's also confused about the coroner's finding of methamphetamine. They say it would have meant Palmer took the drug while he was in jail. So the father says, we want to work with him. Oh yeah, we do need to talk about that. We need to look that up, David. There's another jailbird we need to talk about, but he's still alive and well. Apollo Nita. You know about? Okay. So anyway, y'all, let's just pray for the Palmer family, because that is a mysterious circumstance. And I get it, yeah, for autopsy, but you still, after the autopsy is performed, you should be putting those organs back inside of the body, from what I understand. This ain't like we trying to put him in a sarcophagus or something. He's not like he a pharaoh or somebody. I'm just saying. But anyway, one of my listeners wants me to talk about how the hell you gonna make it to the halfway house? You halfway out of jail, and now your ass is back in again, back in prison. Y'all know that Apollo Nita, Phaedra's ex-husband, I believe that's her ex-husband. I think that they finalized that divorce while he was in prison. All I know is that Apollo he was supposed to be set free completely in October of this year. And for good behavior, they let him into a halfway house, and ultimately he would have transitioned to being free again, because he has a fiance. They're supposed to be getting married. Y'all know she made an appearance. Candy and Todd Shady Asses brought her onto the show while Phaedra was still on there. And, that's his fiance. And so they going to be together.
Check fraud.
But
check fraud.
It was check fraud while he got put back in?
Identity theft, bank fraud, and a couple other charges had to do with bank checks.
But wait a minute, he did that when he got out to the halfway house? Because he already had, y'all know he was in prison for fencing, basically, is what he was doing. He said that he had, remember every time we would try to figure out what Apollo did on the show, he would always say he had one of those repossession businesses where him and his team would go in and repossess things. But come to find out, he was also embezzling funds and some other things, and that's how he ended up in prison again. If y'all don't know the whole backstory, if you follow me enough, it's one of my most popular videos on my YouTube. There is a book review I did about the tales of a real life housewife. Michelle, I did the book review. It's on YouTube. Go check it out, girl. It's in my book review section. He was breaking halfway house rules is what he got back in there for. What was it? You putting it basketball wise. I'm not gonna talk. I don't even watch that like that. But either way, I forgot what her name is. I used to follow her, Angela somebody. I used to follow her on Instagram, but her Instagram's got to be a little bit too intense for me. I mean, some of that stuff, I was like, girl, we all love Jesus, but your godmother is dead to rights wrong for some of the stuff that she's saying. But anyway, Apollo, baby, just follow the rules of the house. Apparently, he committed check fraud while he was out on parole in the halfway house. And you know, Phaedra has moved on. She got her a good-looking man again. I said he can't help it. No real Achilles. Yeah. He was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals right after getting out. What he initially was in for was bank fraud and identity theft. He can't even be a David Otunga. Lord help. David Otunga, I'm still trying to figure. I always thought David had a little sugar in his tank, but I could be wrong. So anyway, y'all, let's just pray for Aiden and Dylan's daddy that he get his stuff together, because you know, boys need their fathers, and I pray that Apollo get himself together. Moving on to the next topic, unless Nichelle, we have further to discuss about them.
Hi, Michelle.
David said, hi, Nichelle. He's waiting on your phone call. No, all right, y'all. So let's move on to Bella Thorne. I don't know if y'all have seen, she said, hey, boo, hey. I don't know if y'all saw this video of Bella Thorne. Y'all forgive me for not having more detail on her. I know she was in a movie recently that I watched that I enjoyed, but I can't remember what it was. But Bella Thorne is mad at Whoopi Goldberg. Once again, Whoopi Goldberg has managed to piss off somebody when she's preaching the gospel truth. Okay. Let me find this story because this shit is hella funny. So Bella Thorne is not impressed with Whoopi Goldberg right now. Earlier this week, her and Joy, Sunny Hostin, that girl that what's her name? Megan McCain. Looking like a goddamn cow every time I see her with them there. Girl, don't try floors ever again. Okay. Over the weekend, decided to release her own photos on Twitter after a hacker threatened to extort her with them. Fuck you and the power you think you have over me, the actress shared on social media. I'm going to write about this in my next book. When discussing it on her ABC daytime talk show, however, Whoopi didn't hold back with her views. If you're famous, I don't care who you are or how old you are, you don't take nude pictures of yourself. When they are hacking, they're hacking all your stuff. So whether it's one picture or a billion pictures, once you take that picture, it goes into the cloud. It's available to any hacker who wants it. And if you don't know that in 2019, that is an issue. I'm sorry, your age does not. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. Fast forward to today, as it turns out, she decided to sound off in her Instagram stories about it.
Famous in Love was a movie.
Famous Love?
Famous in Love.
I don't think I saw that. What was some movie she was in? So anyway, she was crying and had a complete meltdown. Y'all go to the shade room and let them see you see the video. The comments are epic on the shade room. Y'all will enjoy them. Somebody said, okay, I can't trust nobody who can cry and keep a camera straight. Because she was like, oh, I can't believe you. Shame on you, Whoopi Goldberg. Shame on you for trying to shame me. But Whoopi speaking the truth. I'm sorry. Y'all need to get some Polaroids. That's what y'all need to get you one of them disposable cameras in your own dark room and develop your own pictures. Whenever some guy has ever asked me for pictures, I send them a picture of a kitty cat. Okay, that's what I usually send them. You want to see some cat? Here you go. Here's a picture of a kitty cat. But if you want to have nude pictures, that's fine. there are photographers that will take tasteful nudes of you if you want to, because people do those. But get you a Polaroid. And I'm sorry, y'all can say that I'm also complicit in it. I am a little bit older and from a different type of generation. I wasn't raised in the digital age. Let me put it this way. When I was a kid, Commodore 64 was our computers. And then we ended up getting Macintosh. Then we transitioned into the PCs, which was the Dells or whatever. But young people today, you just because somebody asked to see a naked picture of you and you got the convenience to take it on an Android, Samsung, or an iPhone, don't do it. It ain't worth it. Because when they hack it, hey, it's a difference if you're trying to be a Pornhub star, but if you just trying to, get you a man, that ain't how you get a man. And ain't no decent man gonna not want to talk to you just because you won't give him pictures. Okay, so be mindful of that next time. I didn't even know until one day I was streaming through Twitter. I didn't know porn was allowed on Twitter. And when I did some digging, I found out that in addition to that, you can also find porn on Instagram and you can find it on Snapchat. I didn't even know they had that on there until one day in my timeline, somebody that I'm friends with or following had liked something. So be mindful. Anyway, we've got to take a commercial break. And we will be back with more Diva Disturbed on BFAM 109.6. I am your host, your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. DJ Official, that's who Paige was dating. Okay. I love me some Megan Thee Stallion. I love her. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Anything about that.
DJ Official, what happened to him? I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
Yeah.
Heard what? I always try to have a guest co-host. So Michelle is my guest co-host tonight. I guess DJ Official must have died or something. I don't know.
DJ Official died?
I guess. Oh, killed in an LA shooting.
Today?
Yeah.
That has to be very, very.
Well, no. Wait a minute, girl. That was.
Sure about that?
Yeah, June 18th. Musicians including Ty Dolla $ign and DJ Mustard paid tribute to DJ Official on social media after his death. Grammy Award-winning producer DJ Official, Leslie Andre Wakefield Jones, killed in a shooting. He's worked with artists including Cardi B. What's his name? Tigger. I call him Tigger, but it's Tyga, I think. Chris Brown died of multiple gunshot wounds. He was only 26 years old. Somebody said, the grandfather said all he did was go to work and come home. Following news was there. I've never heard of him.
He was a guy that produced for Cardi.
He produced a lot of great people. Ashanti's ex. She said on Friday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait a minute, your daughter's ex? Her daughter's name is Ashanti. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but God rest his soul.
I don't recognize it at all.
I don't recognize him at all. Yeah, it was her daughter's.
Leslie Andre Wakefield.
He didn't belong to a gang or nothing like that. So where did they shoot him at? Oh, according to Kate's. Yeah. That's a hit.
Yeah,
that's a hit.
Who else in the car with him? I mean, that's what we want to know. Who else in the car?
Yeah, that's true. That's a hit. That was a hit. I'm so sorry.
It's happening every day.
Yeah. Blood on the streets. It was written.
And nowhere in here does it say anything about losing the car with him. That's probably who they were trying to shoot.
Maybe.
They were trying to shoot the guy in the car. Yeah, too.
That's terrible. Oh my God. Yeah, I never heard of him, but he worked with a lot of people. Okay. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. You've been brought in by my new girl crush, Megan the Stallion. All right, I love her. She is like Lil Kim 10.0. But anyways, you're listening to a Diva Disturb on BFAM 109.6. If you want to be part of the conversation, please call in at 678-383-4378. Or you can just comment down below on social media. We can discuss. While we were on break, we learned that a young man whom I had never heard of, but has worked with a lot of the greats of today, was assassinated, basically, because that sounds like a hit to me. Some dudes rolled up in a car here in LA and shot him. DJ official Leslie Wakefield Jr., 26 years old, gunned down right when his career was just taking off. So may he rest in peace. And may the people that did this be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. There will be no death penalty because right now there's a moratorium in the state of California on the death penalty, but at least let's let them rot in jail, which will be like hell, okay? Anywho, let's get into some more of these topics. Like, did you know? Black women, we need to do better about our hair. I can attest to us needing to do better about our hair. Some women were very upset when this news story came up. But my thing is, you can't be mad at somebody for telling the truth. They were talking about this is bogus. Researchers are saying that the black hairstyles are damaging our hair, and it's true. First of all, let me give y'all some advice. You tax payment, tax refund chicks, divas, whatever, stop getting these hairstyles you know you can't maintain. There are some of you that will walk around in a raggedy ass weave for 6 months. It's called mildew. It's foul. It stinks. That's why when we in church next to you and they say turn to your neighbor, I don't turn because I smell it, and God forgive me. Okay. Stop getting these tax refund checks that you can't, hairstyles that you can't maintain. Braids, I get it. They're great. They're beautiful. But go to someone that can actually make sure, because that tension all the time will eventually start causing your hair to separate from your scalp. You can't get mad about that. I can also tell you that glue that you're using for your lace fronts, I personally don't use the glue. But I even am experiencing some thinning up here. Now, as y'all can see, if you look, I have edges that almost touch and agree with my eyebrows, okay? They talk all the time. They communicate. But that's what I was hoping when I started wearing wigs, that would kind of wear some of that back. Instead, it's back here along this hairline. There's some thinning. But because I don't have to wear wigs as often, I'm starting to see that my hair is going back. Because y'all know at home, y'all don't want to see what the diva look like if she got no wig. Well, y'all see me without a wig on. But when I don't have it brushed up back in the ball, it's a little scary. Even for me, sometimes I walk by the mirror like, oh, Jesus, girl, who is that? What is going on with you, Miss Sophia the Diva? But y'all take better care of your hair. Get it washed and conditioned. I try to go see my stylist at least every 2 months because did you say use Monostat 7? The yeast infection? I'm gonna have to research that. My friend said that if y'all want y'all edges and y'all hairline to grow back in, get y'all some Monostat 7. Not only is it good to stop the itch, it'll help it grow. Okay? It'll help your hairline grow back. And she is so serious. My producer is in shock. He's like,
my girl, is it?
yes.
Damn it.
Yeah, she said that.
Girl, how am I gonna kiss your face about it?
I've heard Vicks Vapor Rub, also is effective.
Isn't that like vagina cream?
No, Monostat 7 is the vagina.
Why would you want to rub that in your face and then kiss your face?
Not your face, it's for your hairline.
I mean, I kiss everything. That's not
He said, oh Lord, he kissed everything. Jeez, I didn't need to know that.
Man.
Another thing, we know that, but he said he kissed everything, girl. So anyway, one of my friends, Maceo, he actually had a post that he did. And I want to ask this about black hair. Why is it that our hair has to be regulated? Why do we have to have laws to allow us to have our natural hair in our natural state? White people don't need those type of protections. And other people, my producer is white. He said white privilege. It is true. I feel like it is so unfair. It's sad that one time I had a conversation with a manager because they were so Stepford wives, so mechanized, so like uncomfortable with black people. I had to ask, is it okay if I wear braids? I mean, is it okay if I want to wear an afro? And she was offended. I said, well, the way y'all act around here, the questions had to be asked. But I'm glad to see that there are states and countries finally recognizing that black hair is natural hair, since y'all want to label it that. But like Paul Mooney said, white people are comfortable when our hair is relaxed, when it's kinky and in its natural state, they're uptight. So y'all need to get comfortable because we want to get these chemicals out of our hair. I noticed somebody said that they felt some type of way about Suave starting a black hair care line. I give everybody the side eye. But you got to admit, we live in a capitalistic society, so everyone wants to capitalize. But I don't know what black person was using Suave to begin with, because, I mean, that shit should dry your head out with the type of hair we got. I'm just saying. Anyway, shout out to BALSA. For y'all who don't know who BALSA is, that is the Black Law Student Association. I was chapter president at the University of Tulsa when I was in law school. And BALSA, we can make some moves if we just come together. But the students at the Columbia Law School, we ran off one of those hateful women from the Central Park Five that was one of the prosecutors. We still roasting the dog shit out of Linda Fairstein right now, but she stands in she feel like she did the right thing. But Elizabeth, let me get her name right because I don't want to butcher it. But what is her name? Why can't I see her name? Anyway, as we talked about earlier at the top of the hour, since Ava DuVernay's movie has come out, a lot of people that were complicit in prosecuting those young men, they all catching hell now. Check my IG. I can't check it because all of my stuff is busy, so I'll have to check it later. Elizabeth Lederer tendered her resignation for a position as a lecturer in law at Columbia Law School. She exemplified none of the unassailable panache she radiated when she seemed to be at the center of the New York legal universe from 1989 to 1990. She said, I've enjoyed my years at CLS, and the opportunity has given me to interact with many fine students who elected to take my classes. However, given the nature of the recent publicity generated by the Netflix portrayal of the Central Park 5 case, it is best for me not to renew my teaching application. Let me tell y'all know what happened. The provost called her in the office and said, look here, we can do this where I fire you, or we can do it with a little bit more class, style, and grace, and you can step down. She chose to step down. I bet that's what happened. But if you make a big enough ruckus, you can bring about change. And that's what I liked about this story, because so many of us feel hopeless, like we can't do anything. But if we come together, we can make a change. But I think what's really sad about this entire case is the fact that it took 20-some years and a movie for these young men to get some sort of vindication. Yes, they've been compensated. Yes, they're still alive, but maybe they're not so well. I still have not finished watching When They See Us. I don't know if I'll ever finish watching When They See Us. And I heard Ava DuVernay say, I want everybody to watch it. I think it's important that we watch it. I think it is too, but it's just not for me, sis. And I think part of the reason why I'm so triggered is because I was so into the Khalif Browder case. That's another case out of New York. He survived the jail, but he couldn't survive in real life. He was beaten. He was locked up in the dark in solitary confinement for 3 years for a case he didn't, for something he didn't even commit. And that's why I was also saying that some kind of way I'm gonna figure out, Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant here in Atlanta has started a bail fund to help people get out. Because sometimes it's $200 that keeps people from getting out of jail. Where they can await for their trial, which sometimes is just a misdemeanor. Moral turpitude. It probably had something to do with that, but they knew who she was at the time of when it happened. So I think it was just now, it's just a matter of a look for the university. Don't nobody want negative press, honey. But anyway, shout out to the Black Law Student Association. This Diva commends you as an alum and as a former president of the chapter at the University of Tulsa. I commend you. Let's see. Say what now? It's time for Say What Now. Help us, Lord Jesus, Father God. If you are a cop, always carry your badge at all times so people can identify you. Because when white boys get together and they don't know who the hell he is. All I know is some man was in the crowd that was an undercover cop, I believe it was, and got his ass beat. 4 St. Louis police officers charged with beating their undercover colleague, I can't even talk now, y'all. I don't know what's going on. A federal grand jury in St. Louis indicted 4 city police officers Thursday on charges that 3 of them beat an undercover police officer last year, and all 4 of them covered it up. Okay. St. Louis Metropolitan Police officers Dustin Boone. Anyway, I just got a signal that I need to take a break right now. So anyways, I am Miss Fia the Diva. You're listening to a Diva Disturb on BFAM 109.6. After this commercial break, we'll be right back. Up in the studio getting blown to the truest shit I ever smoked. You see the crowd. Oh, you excuse me. You live, think you live like me. Nobody with the hospital like me. You live in
All right, we're going to read. Myconazole nitrate, the active ingredient in monostat, is what many are attributing to their hair growth. Quick search on YouTube, monostat hair growth, thousands of videos are populated. First person, Deja Goodis, a beauty blogger, she attributes her natural hair growth to food training. In one video, the enthusiast shares how monostat 7 mixed with olive oil helped her hair grow from
She said she mixed it with olive oil.
pixelate the hair or shoulder length. I use monostat 7 on my hair mixed with olive oil in my scalp every single night. Since a yeast infection product, putting it in your hair basically cleans your scalp. It's antifungal, so you can take all the dirty parts. So it takes out all the dirty parts of your hair. Another woman says that if you do not mix something with it, it will eat your skin off. You can use water, olive oil, or butter. You have to put something with it.
Okay. Did you hear that, Michelle? Did you know that? Yeah, he really researched it. So you have to put olive oil or butter with it.
You have to. It's because monostat 7 is what's it, concentrated.
Yes,
because
concentrated.
Thing you have to. What is it? It says that you have to have it. I saw it.
Well, it seems to me that if whatever it is that's in there, we should be able to extract it and use it as a separate product from coochie cream.
Monostat 7 may potentially cause headaches and recommends diluting it so that it does not eat the skin with water, oil, butter.
I've heard it all today. Lord help. My friend said, no, it won't. But put it with your gel and keep it pushing. Put it with your gel and keep it pushing.
That makes sense. You dilute it. As long
as you got put it on, it's 100%. Gel has water in it. So
water. So if you put water in it, that's the same thing.
Well, I found another story we got to talk about now.
You want to talk about first?
What? We still gonna use my new song. We're gonna use Glamorous Life, because Diva want to live a glamorous life. I really do. Ain't nobody watching me.
You don't know that.
Ain't nobody watching.
You don't know who's watching over here.
Oh, okay. Always.
There's 4 cameras in here. Don't concentrate on your camera.
Y'all give me some money. Give me some money. Give me some money.
Hey, what if you were rich? What would a 27-year-old man have to do for you to go out and spend $38,000 on a shopping trip?
It'd be so damn good until I sleep 3 days. I need you to do me that good where I sleep for like 3 days.
So you think that's what he's doing right now?
Oh, he is breaking her back.
You think so?
Now,
How do you wake up in the morning with a guy like that? I mean, like, what'd you do today? Fuck with?
well, he may have an Oedipus complex.
You got a video game guy.
He probably has an Oedipus complex, like a mother.
Oh yeah. I got
Complex.
you. Yeah,
We still talking about Wendy on break. We talking about Wendy. It might be, because and then on top of that, there are some men that love them older women. Now, huh?
Don't get me talk about money.
I won't. I can never forget them. Thank you for making me so happy. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. You're listening to BFAM 109.6. This is a Diva Disturbed, and it is my favorite time of the night where I come to you and petition to you. Give me money so I can stay on the air. I need all your money. Okay, so either way, shout out to Starship. Thank you again so much for looking out for Diva. They are the title show sponsor. But you also can become a sponsor as well. We are always looking for segment sponsors, and we are willing to talk about your business. I am not above taking money from liquor. I love to drink wine and liquor and beer. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't like to drink beer. Cider.
We'll drink it.
So,
We'll
look. Well, for the money, my producer will consume it because I've never been a beer person. But thank you all. My Cash App is Diva1977. If you want to contribute to the show's success, I appreciate it. Shout out to my girl Sugar Bay, who always supports the show. We are still working on the t-shirt designs. If my little cousin don't get it in formation, we're going to move on to the next business person. But either way, I believe in supporting family. So either way, donate to the Diva. The Diva loves you. The Diva appreciates also your support. Remember that there are other ways you can support. Like when some of y'all see me posting, you can always repost my stuff. That doesn't cost you anything, and maybe someone else will be willing to pass it on or donate and drop something in my Cash App. Again, that's Diva1977, and that's cool. Just Royal Creations. What is that? Now, I think that is that your Cash App? Oh, on Instagram. Okay. So anyway, y'all be sure to check me out. And of course, I'm on all these social media platforms. I'm fabulous. And, just donate to me because I'm Miss Sophia the Diva and I want to lead the glamorous life here on the radio. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I know you see me I know you heard me on the radio. True. But you still don't pay me no attention. But y'all gonna give me some money. You gonna give me some money.
What happened to the black cop that got beat? Is he bad? Is he beat bad?
I don't know what all that.
Did he have injuries?
Here's my friend Patrick Outlaw's theory, and I believe this too. A lot of times, if you remember, the COINTELPRO, how they would put black people who pretended to be part of the civil rights movement or part of the Panthers. Yeah. We suspect that that's what happened to him, and they mistook him for an insider or whatever and beat his ass. So next time you shouldn't be trying to sell out your people. That's all I'm saying. Oh no, my shirt company. Okay, my friend has a shirt company. What is it? Just Royal Creations. Okay. I'll think about it, Michelle, but our cousin has to design the logo first. So we have the t-shirts to print, don't we?
Yeah, we have a t-shirt and shoes need designs.
Yeah, we just need to design it. Just Royal Creations. Okay. So, anyway, people.
Oh, see, you got time.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm trying to think. It just seems his name was Officer. What's his name? Jason Stockley. Wait a minute. The alleged attack occurred on September 17, 2017, amid the chaos in downtown St. Louis following the acquittal of former police officer Jason Stokely, who was accused of first-degree murder related to the shooting death of a civilian. The victim, identified only by the initials LH, was working undercover, go figure, to record and document criminal activity so that the St. Louis police could arrest individuals who were committing crimes. He was compliant and not posing a physical threat to anyone. The three officers accused of beating the officer faces charges of willfully violating his constitutional rights. Mr. Myers, one of the officers, faces a destruction of evidence charge for destroying his cell phone in an effort to frustrate the investigation. And Officer Coletta, who's only 25 years old, and you already out here fucking up. 25 years old, faces charges of attempting to obstruct grand jury proceedings. What is wrong with y'all? Do y'all really think y'all above the law? What the hell is wrong with y'all? So, speaking of being above the law, y'all remember this case a few years ago in July of 2016 down in Miami, I believe it was. There was a special needs boy and his teacher. This police officer was in North Miami. A jury on Monday found Jonathan Alitas not guilty on 2 counts of attempted manslaughter. He was found guilty on 1 count of culpable negligence.
Come on, man.
This is why I need y'all. This is why I need y'all on the jury, because there's no way he should have gotten off.
Anything with murder.
So officers said he responded to the area of 127th Street near Northeast 14th Avenue after getting a call of a man with a gun. It turned out to be Soto, the special needs man, holding a toy truck. He's special needs.
Let's not forget that it was yellow too. That was a terrible story.
What did you think? It was a 3D gun? I mean,
yellow.
Come on now.
Worst it could have been was a taser.
Come on now, Mr. Officer, crooked officer. Why you want to put me in a car, officer? Okay. Let's see what else is going on. There was something else I want to talk to you guys about, but I think we pretty much have ran through all of the top news stories. So therefore, since we have a little bit of time and I haven't been able to talk about it, I haven't done a review about it. How many of y'all have gotten into this new show on OWN called To Have and to Hold Charlotte? Baby, look. Let me get my baby, look. Okay, let me tell y'all. Y'all need to get into the show. First of all, I did not. Have y'all ever heard of a term called nesting? Okay, well, nesting. What, David? Tell it. What is it to you? What is it? I watched the show. You did watch it? Okay. So he learned it just like I did. Okay, first of all, y'all, let me tell you, some of people actually do be following my Twitter feed, which is kind of embarrassing because I be talking about them so bad. Well, it wasn't that bad because, okay, so it's one couple on there. Like they have a couple that are empty nesters. Their kids are grown and gone. Another couple are called the Dinks. I'm trying to get to Dink level. Double income with no children. Amen. I need a double income in my life. Okay. Then you have a couple, which is they're calling them the modern family because this man used to be married to a woman and now he is in a relationship with a man, but yet they share children. Okay, so they the modern. But the family that got me twisted the most is the nesting. Oh, they call them on the rocks. This couple is on the rocks. That's how they're labeled. Did you see the opening credits? It's called On the Rocks. And so anyway,
it's perfect too. Perfect.
And so anyway, they were like, okay, well, here's what's going to happen because we don't know if we want to stay together. We don't have any real romance. Now, here's what makes it even more interesting for me because they're both JDs, Juris Doctors. They're law degree holders. The husband is an attorney. The wife, I think her name is Taiwanda, something like that. I can't pronounce her name, but let's just say it turns out she's also a member of my sorority as well. I had no idea I was talking about my soror, and I feel so bad about that. I know we're everywhere because who don't want to be an AKA? We're fabulous.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it one time.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, founded in 1908. So anyway, so
Absolutely.
anyway, they have this thing where they don't know if they want to stay together or not. And so there's a practice apparently that's been going around. I think, no offense, David, I think the clear folk started this. Okay. Since they have children, they want to keep the children to have some normalcy. They know mommy and daddy are usually out of the house 8 to 10, 12 hours a day working. So what they do is they stay until bedtime and then leave. Okay, and go stay at a friend's house, a hotel, or wherever. Each party gets a week of doing this. One stays completely, the other packs an overnight bag like going to grandma's house. Then had the nerve to get mad when all the friends were together and talking about, we don't understand what the hell y'all doing. That's why I don't talk about my business. Well, you shouldn't talk about your business to begin with, because don't nobody understand. It don't add up to a hill of beans. It don't make sense to the rest of us. If you don't want to be with that man and he don't want to be with you, he said he wants the marriage. But I personally think to be fair and to be healthy, separate, go your separate ways. The children, they pick up on that stress and tension. Let it go. They will be okay. Y'all make enough money where y'all can send them to a good child therapist. I'm hoping one day y'all also be able to send your children to me, because I need to get paid helping these children, okay? Also, let's see. Real quick, I wanted to comment about this. So the other day, my friend posted an article about Oprah, Ava, and Gail. I don't even have to say their last names. They're so famous, you know them. They don't want you to call them auntie. As you know, auntie, particularly in the Black community, is now a term of endearment. Auntie Maxine comes to mind. But I felt like Oprah should never be offended by me calling her auntie, because I've never called her auntie. I call her cousin Oprah, because we're both from Mississippi, and I feel like we might be related. Everybody from Mississippi is related in some form of fashion. Mississippi girls, we always come out on top. That's why I know that my situation right now is temporary, because I was born in Mississippi. I got to make it. I'm going to be famous. What are you talking about? Okay. Gail, I never thought of you as auntie. I just always thought of you as Oprah's friend. And Ava, I call you Sorrel. You're a member of the most prestigious, first, and finest Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So, hi, soror. So y'all ain't never got to worry about me calling you auntie, but I will always call you cousin Oprah, Oprah's friend, and soror. Okay? So either way, I just wanted to share that. But back real quick, since we've got 2 minutes left, I want to talk more about this to have it to hold Charlotte. Baby, I have never seen anything like it in my life. I don't understand it. And then this one lady, I think her name is Elaine. She's Miss Charlotte. She owns Charlotte and all about Charlotte. She annoys my soul. Ursula, I like Ursula, but sometimes Ursula gets that Karen Huger going, and I'm just looking like, girl, okay. Like, she's upset because her daughter's boyfriend wants to marry her. I get it. You want to protect your child, but at the same time, parents, y'all got to let your babies go, leave the nest, bump their head. Now, if you can set your child up comfortably, that's great, but don't interfere with their lives like that. And I get it. First of all, he's a white boy. He's 35 years old. Your daughter is 25. There's a 10-year age gap there, but it can work. I've met couples in my lifetime that have a 10-year age gap, and it works for them. You know, he's successful, she's successful, they have great kids. And I get it, Ursula also is worried because she was a 17-year-old mom. She's been divorced before. But just because that happened to you doesn't mean it has to happen to your child. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But I hope that you all join me in watching To Having to Hold Charlotte. I really enjoy the show. It gives me a good key on Saturday nights. I also enjoy watching, what is it? Iyanla Vanzant Fix My Life. I know she's not everybody's cup of tea because of her methods, but hey, I think she did a great job working with the Mitchell family, considering all the dysfunction that was going on in that house. People getting beat with extension cords and everything else. Oh, God help us. But anyways, y'all, that is all my time. That's all I got. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight on the Diva Disturbed on BFAM 109.6. Next week, we will have Chef Travis. He will be here, and hopefully he brings that tasty, cheesy bread. He's a personal chef and caterer. I'm Miss Sophia the Diva. Stay fabulous. Stay black if you are. All right. Good night.
Stay black.
I was trying to come up with a
I
cool.
know, I saw it going. Then you stop.
I was like, I don't know what to say.